We wanted to create PLN, Public Leadership Network, as a place where public leaders, people working in the public sector, can build their leadership skills. And we wanted it to be a place that's energizing, a place where you can gain skills that are practical, that you can apply, and a place that is flexible, that can meet busy schedules that people have and the work that they're doing. So we wanted to create something that we hope will be very special. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be providing a hybrid framework, which is mixing self-paced sessions, self-paced learning sessions, and live sessions. So it's really designed for people that are working, are busy, public leaders who want to be able to continue to build their skills and want to be able to do it in a way that meets their time constraints. PLN is built on the idea, the concept of inclusive leadership. And that means creating opportunities for everyone to lead, for all to lead. So no matter where you sit, you can lead from where you are. We wanted information that is not intended to be simply an information dump, but a place where people can be self-reflective, and to also create places and ways for participants and folks to connect with each other and collaborate. And PLN is an opportunity for people to learn from colleagues from other sectors. So from university, nonprofit, government leaders. And so people that are working for public benefit, that are working in this public space, but maybe at different places, different kinds of organizations. We think there's a lot of real excitement and benefit about that kind of training. And we wanted it to be a place where people feel supported, they're encouraged, that you can make meaningful leadership shifts, and do that with a cohort of people and what we think are really great, best in class, best around instructors that'll help support you in this journey. So PLN, just in short, it's a network. It's a place where you can continue to build your leadership development. So we're very excited, and we're going to walk you through specifically the course, Amplify Your Leadership, and tell you what that curriculum, what that module looks like. So I'd like to turn it over to Leslie Starsinek to tell us a little bit about it.
We're going to give you sort of a high-level view of what is in this course, a little bit about how it's organized, how you'll move through. Warren's just talked about the fact that we have tried to make it as engaging as possible. We've tried to make it accessible for people who have very, very busy schedules. So this is our flagship leadership course, and so it in many ways is foundational around leadership. And so that said, it is designed for people who are emerging leaders, who are interested in leadership, as well as, mid-career or seasoned leaders. Samantha and I think, both agree that development is a never-ending journey, that we all have to reflect on where we are. It's good to sort of revisit, it's good to practice, it's good to experiment, and to do that in a cohort full of people who have different backgrounds, different experiences, different levels of experiences is something that she and I are really excited about. So as Warren said, the course happens over an 11-week span of time, and it consists of 4 different modules. So some modules are 2 weeks, some modules are 3 weeks. It is structured in a way that you've got work that you do on your own. So it might be a reading, it might be a podcast, it might be watching a video. It might be, spoiler alert, us asking you to make a video about a particular instance. We also have built in not only discussing and sort of presenting concepts, but the ability for you to go off and practice things. So it might be practicing strategies that we come up with as a cohort, or Samantha and I put forward as things for people to think about. So the idea is, yes, you spend sort of time alone with your books and your study. We spend time together as a cohort. We've got 6 live sessions that are built into the curriculum over these 11 weeks so that we get to spend some time together. So the first module is really looking at individual leadership, doing some self-assessment about where your style sits. Currently, we ask you to take a self-assessment about your leadership, and then we also ask you to talk to a couple of your trusted colleagues to do sort of a gut check. Does it resonate with them, how you're classifying yourself? And then do a little bit of sort of gap analysis about where you want to be as a leader, and you will revisit this sort of classification over time. So module one is not only us getting to know you getting to know the rest of the cohort, but really focusing on what your own leadership looks like. We will not tell you what kind of leader we think you ought to be or what sort of style you ought to use. However, we absolutely will pull out and talk a lot about inclusive leadership, talk about the value of distributive leadership, hearing from everyone in the room, diversity, equity, and inclusion, why that's important is built into the course. So we're not going to prescribe what type of leader you're going to come out as. That's going to be for you to think about and pursue, but we're going to absolutely expose you to different elements of leadership. Second module is all about teams and spends a fair amount of time looking at emotional intelligence, both your own as a leader. It also really encourages you to share where you are on emotional intelligence with the people that you work with, including your team, and spend some time identifying communication skills. There's also a little piece in module 2 around our remote world that we're experiencing right this minute, and how that might pull on a different communication style than pre-pandemic. And we'll spend a little bit of time on that. Module 3 is really around climates, what that means in terms of organizational climate, identifying opportunities and strategies to strengthen those climates. We spend time, again, revisiting this idea around inclusion, trust, accountability with teams and across the organization. And we start to sort of expand our view from you as an individual leader to teams, and then looking at the whole organization and outside of organization. It is called the Public Leadership Network. So there's sort of this focus on public-facing leaders, whether you're a nonprofit executive, whether you're in government, whether you're with a university, you've got these external stakeholders that it's important to communicate effectively with. And we're going to talk about how your own leadership style sort of traverses into that external world. And then the last module, which you'll actually be building over the first 3 modules, is really focused on an actionable development plan. As I said when I started, leadership development in general is a lifelong undertaking that you have to continue to revisit, tweak, and revise and reflect. And so built into this is I hesitate to use the word a capstone, because this is not a higher ed course, right, Samantha? Even though we're used to doing those. But it really is about you being able to take something with you actionable when you finish the course that continues your leadership and is based on sort of what you've discovered over the time that we've spent together. And one more thing I'll just mention about the curriculum is in that 4th module, there's also an opportunity for you to have one-on-one with either Samantha or myself to talk through the development plan. We have a fair amount of opportunity during the course to put you together in duos, to put you in small groups, to ask you to meet outside of the course to do some of the activities, but that fourth module, you have some time with us, which we hope would be that you would see as a value. So I've mentioned who the course is designed for. It really is, again, sort of any level of leadership. And the course is designed to resonate with people who are seasoned leaders, mid-career leaders, or emerging or aspiring. The format, as I said, is it's intentionally flexible. Our guess, depending on what type of learner you are, how fast a reader you are, how you organize your time to do your work, is that the workload is somewhere between 5 and 7 hours a week over those 11 weeks. And so it's designed for you to be able to front load that, we would encourage you to set aside time for this. So often our personal and professional development takes a back seat to all the other things that we need to get done in the day. So we're going to encourage you to really to make that commitment. As I said, format could be reading things, could be listening, could be watching. We use a discussion board. I don't know if anyone on the call is familiar with discussion boards, but posing questions that have to do with the learning objectives that we're working on and having people participate on a board, and Samantha and I sort of weighing in over time.
We'd love to see you as part of the Public Leadership Network's 11-week flagship course, Amplify Your Leadership, which kicks off on January 18th, 2023. Spots are limited, so sign up today. Scan the QR code to register.